Some of the poems I read, Olivia has translated, but I start off with a couple that he hasn't. I start off with one I wrote 50 years ago. It's a little, also I want to say that the House of Words that my colleague Dan Clark and I built, he built the house and I built the words, is upstairs. I wanted to say about Dan that he made a great installation. I've been a poet I started to write poetry when I was 30. And so this was written when I was maybe 32, maybe 1970, maybe 35, 1970, something like that. And you'll understand that, some of the people. It's called The Standard Bear, rather than The Standard Bearer. In parenthesis, it's called The Release of Régis Debray. Régis Debray, if you don't know, was a revolutionary in my era. Paris, the release of R. Debray from his protective reaction for the first time, mushmouth, gives experience to the young world. The release of Debray, a serious health nut with a high profile. He turns left at OK Sauces. Ooh la la, shouts Regis, as the lovely Marlena goes into her last Richard Tauber medley. Sophia, his sister, shouts, what's in a name? Debray and Guevara play baseball in the eastern rainforest. They spread revolution through good fielding there, letting Debray go through South America as romantic principles in the far-off jungles of the Amazon. Think up nicknames for Regis Debray. Sahib, maybe, or Jules. A signal. He wants to have a child, Regis. So, off to Johns Hopkins on the first plane out of La Paz for the operation. First, the genitalia are removed, and the massive doses of female hormones are shot into him as his breasts begin to enlarge. The hole is made and lined with the still sensitive skin of his glans penis. Wonderful, shouts Mr. In Between. Don't mess with me. Guevara notes acidly in his diary, the Frenchman could be outside. Everyone immediately rushes outside, screaming, Regis, oh, Mr. Debray. Debray flinches at the sounds, as he has had little contact these 3 long years with shouting voices in the jail. The 29-year-old teacher seems at first to be angry, but really it's just flamboyance, as the Archbishop of Paris would say, or would say, to have said, to say Sandra, or even the Stefan Grappelli, fiddling his ass off for the crying Django Reinhardt, also in a Bolivian jail all these years, along with Hitler and Martin Bormann. Councilwoman Debray, Regis's mother, has, or that is, did plead his case, but the princess appeared quite unconcerned and said, the winter season is beginning in real earnest. Number 1, summer weather now. 2, rent all the villas. 3, fill the hotels. 4, more tango. 5, and rockabye, sweet baby James. And the next song, sorry, it's always show business with me. And the next poem is called, Olivia didn't do this one either, but anyway, it's from the Diary of a Non-Deflector. On Sunday, I wrote this in London. On Sunday, or about 1969, on Sunday in Highgate Cemetery, playing soldiers, a man from Punjab realized 30 years ago that poverty not from God. On Sunday, I am a non-deflector, lumped with crumb bums. My cheeks are hairless. My trust in you, beauty, is real. What is really moving is the blackberries growing wild around the feet of 3 old communists from Slough and Punjab. Comrades, I need all the friends I can gather. My art is wasting away standing at Marx's grave, like orange, or violet, or green, or red. The joy of painting is a colorful pleasure. Fragment from the handbook on how to end the poems of a non-deflector. My name is Mud. I am the sun sinking behind Monet's grave. In southeastern Canada, money is spent on poets. And the next one, Olivier has translated, I think. What about her for you?
Yes.
Is that it, or?
No, I think it's thrown sideways.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the next one.
Okay, I gotta find it. I haven't got it yet.
It's page 161.
Thrown sideways. Should I do it first, or you want to?
Sure.
Okay. No, you do it.
Okay. Lancer de côté. Lancer de côté ma main, baguette fébrile, le bras ferme sur le pont avec moi, à regarder 36 poètes qui vivent sur le fil cette vie cocasse en deuil incessant.
Thrown sideways, my hand, shaking wand, a steady arm on the stick with me, watching 36 poets living on the edge, this goofy life of constant mourning. And the next one, Olivier?
Red Wall, page 191.
You do it.
La nouvelle song, la nouvelle phobie, partira pas.
Red Wall, la nouvelle song, la nouvelle phobia won't go away.
And it's
Merzbau? You go.
Merzbau. Ce n'est pas à cause d'Apollinaire que j'ai des cousins qui habitent à Londres. Vous ai-je jamais montré Cali? Vous ai-je donné? Non. Cali, tel est son nom. Oui, les mots sont inaudibles, hein. Ils sont physiques comme mon amour pour la gomme. Il y a aussi la gomme, parler français. La merveilleuse façon dont tu parles français, maintenant qu'il s'agit d'une collaboration encore plus étroite.
And it's called Merzbau, after Schwitters, the installation. Kurt Schwitters, a great man and poet. Merzbau. It's not because of Apollinaire that I have cousins who live in London. Did I ever show you Kali? Did I give you? No. Kali, she's called. Yes. Words are inaudible. No. They are physical, like my love for the eraser. There is also the eraser speaking French. The beautiful way you speak French. Now that's an even closer collaboration. What are you doing, memory?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if I'm going to read it first, c'est un poème qui est en 2 colonnes.
It's 2 columns, yes.
So which one?
What do you read, memory? And you read the first column and then you read
Okay,
all of
okay,
it.
thank you.
Yeah.
Mémoire. Je conduis à tue-tête sur la double voie, en descendant la grande rue, filant dans l'éther aussi. Alcool, amante, bien calé devant mon cerveau, donc va pas au beau milieu, foutre de mon front, le gris en l'air, mon index, le doigt, le pain. Ce soir, électrique vodka. C'est qui le lys dans la vallée? C'est qui le mystère doux amer?
A memory. I ride singing on the double highway, going down Main Street. soaring into the ether, also, alcohol lover, sits right in front of my brain. So don't in the middle fuck of my forehead with gray, my index finger paints it tonight, vodka electric. Who's the lily of the valley? Who's the bittersweet mystery? What is it, Echo or her song?
Her song.
Okay.
Son chant. Si je voyage loin, très loin, un cœur ne peut donner l'alcool qui brûle mon envie d'une vie. J'ai trouvé la porte du cœur qui pénètre l'âme chère de mon ventre stérile. La voix douce jadis chante les mots qui veulent dire « Je ne tiens pas seul ».
Her song. If I travel far afield, a heart can't yield the alcohol that burns my envy of a life. I found a heart's door, entering the dear soul of my barren womb. The once sweet voice sings the words that mean I can't stand alone. About her.
Sur elle, pour toi. Il y a un an environ, rêve de Kenneth K. Nous dansions au milieu des Capodimonte. Il inventa la médecine, les langues européennes, il inventa la pierre et une centaine de livres d'argile, prenant grand soin des images et des signes, les clés pour rentrer dans la chambre où il y a le sang. Il invente les couleurs, jamais touché le vert ou le grec, fils de période baroque, allant vers un siècle de lumière. La lune sur le Vésuve, la lune sur ton épaule, la douleur à l'estomac, gars puissant, noce, sein et obscurité cosmique. Quand tu es riche, tu vois tout ton corps s'estompant, dès les genoux, tu vois la vieillesse, la faiblesse, et entends le ténor qui chante faux, genre.
About her, for you. About a year ago, dreaming of Kenneth K., we danced across the Capodimonte. He invented medicine, European languages, he invented stone, and 100 pounds of clay, taking very much care of images and signs, keys to get to the room where the blood is. He invents colors, never touched, the green or Greek, son of Baroque period, moving towards a century of light, the moon on Vesuvius, the moon on your shoulder, the pain in your stomach. Mighty fellow, noche, tits, and cosmic darkness. When you're rich, you visualize all your body, tone dropping from your knees. You see old age, feebleness, and hear the tenor, off key, slightly.
C'est vraiment difficile de le lire d'avant. Utopie, pour Tom Clark. Et j'ajoute qu'il est le poème est en haut en fait. Il est vous le trouverez en haut dans la House of Words. The poem is upstairs. Utopie pour Tom Clark. Trim, 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 trim. Attends juste que ça finisse. N'achète plus rien, ça sert à quoi de décorer quoi? Donc, trim, 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 jusqu'à ce qu'il ne reste plus rien et plus personne pour aimer ou se sentir mal ou rêver.
And Tom Clark is my friend who's a wonderful poet who lives in San Francisco and has a great blog called Beyond the Pale. And the poem's called Utopia for Tom. Work, 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 work. Or just wait for this to end. Don't buy anything anymore. What's the point of decorating? What? So work, 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 until there's nothing more and no one left to love or feel bad about or dream. I'm going to read one before we do the next one.
Sure.
Read one in English, just English. Sorry, folks. I just found this. I wrote it in 2003 or 4, but I just found it yesterday in a book I was reading. So I thought I would read it, because I couldn't believe it. Hardly believe it. No, I wrote it, and it also has a part of the thing I found in the book. It's called Artemis, the Last Inning. And it's upstairs, this part, but then I added the thing I found. I am a gene that divides, having had to propel the parts from my chest cavity to the mantra of the bullseye. I practice it as a faith. The soul of the target is a journey that never ages. The decades of heartbeats. His contrabass vibrates, strong anxiety and tears. A searching portrait of each of our mothers. The dirty clothes of the fathers. Year in, year out, it never changes. The character of it never changes, and some don't ever feel it. It is responsible for grief, ridiculous euphoria, and calmness. I say forget it, but who can dodge the miracle of this timeless mystery? The bloodless kickback of blood, the glowing red marble, the revelation of finding Elysian fields, the Champs-Élysées, and the song of the forest. That's woods to you, mister. Never again, the metro. So work the 5th step. Raise a glass to revenge, but not before retribution. And moral fairness moves us back to Canada in the autumn. Oh, Canada, I drink another to your really full red lips. What are you going to do?
July
Oh, what page?
260.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm ready.
Juillet. Il y a plusieurs semaines de cela, vers 6 heures du matin, je regardais par la fenêtre de notre chambre quand je le vis qui dévalait la colline, à travers champs et blés mûrs. Noir très poilu, mon gorille a hurlé et se frappé la poitrine, soufflant des chants d'amour à son oiseau blanc. En sueur. Elle, saignant d'une joie hormonale, se retire de son air pour attendre son grand singe. Le soleil se couche tous les soirs. Le monde de leur jeunesse a disparu. Eux, le couple, finissent par s'installer et planifient la fin de journée. Singes et oiseaux se lancent dans cette vie où ils s'occupent l'un de l'autre. Ils cherchent des façons de rendre leur danse plus gracieuse. Le singe dit, en passant, « Oh, au fait, j'ai vu Pep dans la forêt la nuit dernière. »« Ah bon ?»« Oui, elle est passée devant moi, couverte de perles. Ses oreilles devinrent écarlates, comme si elle sortait de sa tête. « Creuse plus sombre !» lui ai-je crié alors qu'elle passait en volant. Notre vie est mise à plat comme une paire de jambes en l'air, complètement vulnérable. Pep, regarde-moi, mon visage écarlate. J'ai pensé aux tomates pendant notre sommeil. Je me suis dit, aucun fruit ne peut mûrir dans le noir. Attends, peut-être est-ce que cela prend juste plus longtemps. J'espère que notre fin aura du goût, ma chère. Chère, j'espère vraiment.
July. Around 6 a.m. several weeks ago, I was looking out the bedroom window, and there he was, bounding down the hill through the ripe wheat field, black, very hairy, my gorilla, yelling and beating his tits, whispering songs of love to his white bird, sweating, she, bleeding her hormonal bliss, retreats to her eyrie, awaiting the great ape. The sun sets every evening. The world of their youth has vanished. They, the couple, finally settle down and chart the days in. Ape and the bird commence the continuing care of each other. They look for ways to make their dancing more expressive. The ape says in passing, "Oh, by the way, I saw Pep in the woods last night." "Oh?" "Yes, she passed me wearing pearls. Her ears flashed red from inside her head. Dig darker, I yelled as she flew by. Our life is spread out like a pair of legs up in the air, completely vulnerable. Pep, see me so red in the face. I thought of tomatoes while we sleep. I thought no fruit can ripen in the dark. Wait, maybe it just takes longer. I hope our end has some flavor. Dear, I really do. And what's next? Ah, that's it. Yeah. Okay. No, we're not finished. I'm really much too hammy for this to lie. I got a couple more. Hang on. I want to do a poem that reflects on the talk I gave the other night about Bob Creeley. It's about Bob in a way. It's called Fresh. And a warning. Coffee, a cracker, your hand gripping the rooftop, his drums blow forward, the sweat on his shoulder, playing war, loving and jitterbugging gray, pale, teal across your face in stripes at Louvre Rivoli, then pink lights Creeley's face as a star, and whining, the knife in Jim's hand. Bob's knife in Jim's hand looks back 400 years, the pink standing for sad, clean lines around the swimming pool. Hang on, I got a couple more. This is the 9th stanza of a 10-stanza poem called Flowering Sheets, but I'm only going to read the 9th stanza. Once, brightly painted, I am a southern Italian singer and prophet, listing to the left of my companions, lured by sailors dressed as singing beauties, seek the string player, despair at his open mouth, along with the beautiful hands of the sirens. My Eastern way of dressing seems to protect a sense of the dead. A mortal man and murderer standing on each of our outstretched arms, emoting the loss of childhood and trying to become the promise of life as a group of heroes. Enraptured and drawn, the voices of the women gasp and murmur sacred mysteries about each other. We thought of you, and a child in winter sings. A child in winter sings. And this is the last one. I wrote this poem over the last 3-4 months. You cool? Yeah. The poem is called Nantes, like the French city. The beheading of Palmyra. Too early to wake the dog, but the soldier enters the De Kirko room. Room smells of rooms. The patina of children. Rooms smell of children. Clothes. The unfaithful ground cover. Joan Mitchell's clothes. Blot the paint with them. Mother is gone. Blot the paint. The carpenter comes into the room with mosquitoes and traffic. Sound the clarion, old beast. Enter the fort. Visit the childhood room. No beheading, but there is sadness about the body. Rip the door from the jam, coyote. Cry, scream, smell the children. Clarion rings for common prayer. Matins. Never mother. Bullets jump around the bed. Coyote screams with no warning. I was only looking out the window at nothing but light in the field at autumn, said I, numb. I am alarmed to discover I I have stopped noticing the crimes around us. My body tries to be alone when it really is alone. An orgy of anonymous guys mocking the people who are capable of ecstatic encounters. I'm alarmed to discover I have faith in this, and this. And I have faith in the secret drawings, the line of black ink soup, the shocking pink flamingos, the cold bananas. Eat them like candy, smiling they die in the parrot jungle. The voice of the Seminole wrestles with dreamers. Alligators sluggish from the salt mud enter the room. Harriet Baker, among the many young Norwegian artists that promise, paints her intimacy onto the carpet. Mary Magdalene is at the winter corrida, her red hair far from the Seine. The windows of dark love, the name in the cement written, the samurai again, folks. The samurai again, folks. He is transforming the room just by standing. He gets a little nervous by the late gifts of light and poetry. The attitude of his legs, not the strength of them. They are old. You have the legs of a dancer, old soldier. Shit. Shit, I need some years still. I'm happy to be a prisoner of my ageless emotions. There is a whole sky of ultramarine blue as the water stains the paper. Venus is drawing, and Apollo sings like Orpheus. The sirens push the fool to change. I call and wish everyone buona notte. Icarus is with me, by the way. My legs have the muscles of a young monkey. The scans of this house of words sing the songs of the soaring embrace. I hug the screen, mon cher. I am a defiant miner now. I am trembling for color, trying to be a pensioner. My ageless emotions are once again unfaithful ground cover. The radiance of blame. Block the paint, Joan. Use your skirt. Block the paint. Let's go. Have you noticed? The fado is like a raga. Let the sunlight in. What I can see of the street is empty. I find myself wondering, if I were to be arrested and didn't come back, what would I do? I guess I would go home and demand my release, I suppose. My pleasure.